Today on Kemp Outside, we take a look at the Texas rig. The Texas rig is a weedless worm rig that's great for fishing for bass, and it's great for kids. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Today we're going to take a look at how to tie a Texas rig. A Texas rig is a weedless worm rig. It's for artificial worms. It's a great way to present bait to fish like bass. And it's a great technique for fishing, especially for kids. It's very easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to set it up today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our trusty Zebco 404 combo. This is the rod I recommended for kids in my Learn to Fish video. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. I'm going to put a link right up here and you can check that out. Basically, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to set this up so that kids can fish, or even adults can fish, with a weedless worm. And that way you're not having a lot of problems with getting hung up in the weeds or that kind of thing. This is a great way to catch bass. We've caught a lot of bass with this. My son's first 2 bass were caught on a Texas rig. This is an excellent way for your kids to learn how to bass fish, and it's a great way for adults. Lots of pro anglers catch winning bass on Texas rigs. So let's show you how to do it. So the first thing you're going to do is on your push button reel or on any rod, you're going to want to give yourself some line. So on this reel, you just press the button and you pull out some line. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and lock it. So you just reel it forward. There we go. And then I'm going to take that line. Okay. So I have lots of line. So I'm going to take this rod and I'm going to just set it down so I don't have to worry about it. Okay. And then I have the end of the line, and I don't know how well you're going to see this in the video. I think you can see it okay. But what you're going to do is you're going to take a bullet weight. Now, a bullet weight is a lead weight. It's one of the things that I said that you needed to have in that 7 things you need to have to go fishing. So what the weight does is it allows your worm to sink in the water column. Bass might hit it as it's sinking, as it's falling. It might hit it when it's on the bottom. It might hit it when it's moving through the water. So what you're going to want to do is give your worm a way to get it down into the water column. And so in a Texas rig, we use bullet weights. Now the great thing about a bullet weight, and it looks kind of like a bullet. I don't know if I can get it to zoom in there. But what that does is it goes through the water, and so it doesn't allow weeds to get hung up on it or anything like that. So you take the line, take the bullet weight, and you're just going to stick the line through the pointy end like that. So that weight can slide down the line. Okay? So just like that, you can see it move. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take an offset shank hook. And if you remember, an offset shank hook looks like that. You can see the bend there, right there. That is the hook we're going to use for a weedless worm. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to tie an improved clinch knot. Okay? And I've done the improved clinch knot video, so you can check that out. I'm going to put that right up here. So check that out. There's also a link down in the description below. And so I'm going to go ahead and tie my improved clinch knot. Where you twist, you stick it through again. Okay? Just like that. Now you'll notice that there's a little tag, right? Remember we trimmed the tag in? Now, what I do is I use toenail clippers. Toenail clippers are great line cutters. And I have it on a little string so I can put it around my neck so I can keep it when I'm fishing. But I just come up and clip the tag end. Okay? Nice and clean, right? All right. The next thing that we do is we take a worm, and it doesn't matter what bait company you use. I like Berkeley Power Baits. I like Zoom, Z-Man. I use a variety of worms. This is a Ketchco Pro Series. I don't even know where I got those, but anyway, they're pretty good worms. I caught some fish on them. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the worm and the hook, and you're gonna run the hook into the head of the worm about to the bend. So just like that. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the worm out like that, okay? Now, you're gonna slide the worm all the way up to where that offset is. Okay, so once it's in the offset, it looks like that. Okay? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna push the worm towards the line just enough to sink the hook in, and you're gonna sink the hook into the body of the worm. Just like that. Okay? What that does is it hides the hook. The hook can no longer get caught on grass or other vegetation. And as this slides through the water, it's not going to get hung up on any vegetation. This is great for kids because if you're fishing with crankbaits or anything with exposed hooks or even live bait, a lot of times kids will let it sink into the grass, or they'll get it hung up on sticks or stumps or something that's in the water. And then once that happens, you as an adult have to stop what you're doing to get them unhooked or whatever. With this, primarily kids can cast and reel and cast and reel and fish without a whole lot of interference from the adults. They're not going to need a whole lot of help. And the awesome thing is that bass love this rig, and who knows, your son or daughter might be reeling in a monster with this setup. So that's good too. So then what happens is the bullet slides down on the line, and so it looks like that. All right, let me stop the spin here. All right, so it looks like that. Okay, and so when you're fishing, when you cast it out, when it's sinking in the water, a lot of times the weight will slide down and it'll pull the worm down as it's sinking in the water as it falls. Bass might strike it there. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll let it sink to the bottom, and I'll give it a couple of, little, 1, 2, 3, let it sit, reel a few turns on the handle, 1, 2, 3, let it sit, reel a few times on the handle, 1, 2, 3. You can change up your retrieve. You can try different things. If you're not getting hits, you might want to try, 1 yank and a reel, 1 yank and a reel, or 2 yanks and a reel, then 1 yank and a reel. You can always vary your retrieve to see what causes the fish to strike. Sometimes fish will hit it when it's not moving. Sometimes they'll hit it when it does. Sometimes they hit it when it's up in the water column. Sometimes they hit it when it's on the bottom. It all depends on how the fish wants to feed. So basically, that is, guys, the Texas rig. Now, there are a number of different sizes of bullet weights. You have everything from like 1/16 ounce all the way up to, an eighth, a quarter, and then even some really big ones like, half ounce weights. And then there are other, if you're not using lead, there's tungsten and steel and some other things. And so you can even get some heavier weights. I typically stay in the, if I'm fishing shallow or I don't want the worm to sink, I use a really lightweight weight. And if I am fishing in deeper water, or I want the bait to sink faster, or I want to cast it farther. So sometimes if it's really windy, I need a little more weight to get the cast out. So I'll put a little more weight on for casting distance. And so I'll go with a heavier weight. What's really awesome, guys, is that you can buy a pack that has a variety of different weights so that you can change them out depending on your needs. So I'll include a link down in the description below to the hooks, the weights, and then some of my favorite plastic worms. So guys, That's how you rig the Texas rig. It is great for kids. It's great for adults. Very easy to use. You can fish it in almost any scenario. Get out there and try the Texas rig. This is a great, if you're going camping with your kids and you're camping at the lake or you're camping at the river or something like that, you can tie this on and let them go down and cast till they're tired, and you probably aren't going to have to do a thing unless they catch a fish. So this is a great way to get kids started with fishing. And like I said, I use it all the time. I catch big bass on Texas rigs, and you can too. Guys, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos, and hit that like button for me. Kemp Outside exists to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. If you are a mom or a dad who wants to get your kids outside, but you're really new to this outdoors thing, this channel's for you, and we'd love to hear from you. Either drop a comment below, ask a question, make a comment, whatever you want to do, we'd love to hear from you. Or you can connect with us on our other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. All the links to those are down in the description below. You can send us a direct message there or comment on one of our posts, and we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to help you get your kids outside. Kemp Outside releases videos every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. Our Monday and Tuesday videos are focused on campsite and campground reviews, and our Thursday videos are on a whole wide variety of topics, including how-to videos, tips and tricks, fishing, hiking, and camping content, and a whole lot more. So check out our channel, hit that subscribe, and like I said, I'd love to hear from you. Guys, thanks for watching. We will see you next time on Kemp Outside.